And Anthony Hartwig here with you. We have a United Girls Basketball player profile, our second of the season. And we had to talk to Addie Blazer this year with what she's putting together. Addie, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Thank you.
So it's your senior season. We've talked to another senior in Grace Knight. And what's it like this year going through United and going through your senior year, knowing that it's kind of the last time you got the chance to do everything that you want to do at United?
It means a lot to all of us. This group of us, we've been together for a really long time, and it's kind of like a full circle moment to where we can finally finish everything we ever dreamed of doing.
I'm sure some of the dreams that you had included what you've done this year already. I mean, you look at the records you've broken. You have every assist record United can ever have, every steal record that United has. This is a prestigious program, so to break those records is pretty amazing. What was it like to go through and get those milestones?
I'm just really thankful for my teammates that helped me get to those points, especially the assists. I couldn't have done it without Taylor Cope last year. Most of my assists probably came from her. And Grace, she's probably over half of my assists. And, I couldn't get those records without my teammates. So,
Let's talk about just what that means to you, and we talked about your teammates and how much they mean to you, especially with the assists, like you said. Have you been able to put into perspective yet what that means and what those records kind of mean, and the fact that your name's going to be on the record book for a long time? I mean, have you been able to process that yet?
not really. I'm sure after the season's over, it's probably going to set in a little bit more. But right now, I'm just kind of living in the moment and just very thankful.
So you're the point guard of this team, and you've been running the offense for quite a while. What's that like with all the responsibilities that get put on a point guard? Not only do you have to go out there and focus on your own game, but you have to know where everyone's supposed to be, where everyone's going to be. You have to get the ball to where it has to go, and the point guard touches the ball more than everybody on the court. So what's that been like for you? Dealing with all the responsibilities of a normal senior leader, but then also, shouldering the responsibilities of a point guard.
Um, it's it's a lot of responsibility, and I think me and Coach Leak have kind of come to an understanding that yeah, I'm going to turn the ball over more because I have the ball the most. Um, and I'm having more turnovers than I did last year, but I had Maddie Kibler to help me handle the ball last year. Um, so it's not really a burden, but it's a little bit more responsibility I have to handle and just something I have to deal with.
When it was presented to you, like this year, it's going to be you running the point, and it was probably something you could see a little bit on the horizon after Maddie graduated last year. What were some of your thoughts, and what were some of the things that you wanted to get nailed down before the season even started?
Um, One of the things I knew was my weak point was I'm not a great shooter, but I have people around me that can shoot, and I know that I need to get the ball to them. And it's just me and Coach Leak had a conversation. He was like, "You're kind of the main ball handler now. There's no one that's really going to be able to help you like Maddie did." And I did know that, but I wasn't really prepared for it at that point. But as the season got going and stuff like that, I got a little bit more used to it.
Is there a point in this season where you feel like the confidence in your own point guard abilities really bloomed, and you kind of felt like comfortable in that spot, and you kind of understood that you can do it, you can handle it?
Yeah, I think I'm getting more comfortable in that, and I'm getting to that point. I don't think I really hit it yet where I'm like, yes, like this is my job, but I'm getting there.
We talked about the prestige of this United program, and you can't go into the gym without seeing the championship banners up there for girls basketball. They have a big sign on the scoreboard that highlights the 5 back-to-back conference championships they had in the early 2010s. When you look at all that stuff and you know what kind of success this program has had, how proud are you that as a senior group you've kind of put United back on the map, and you've been able to put this girls program back in the conversation of getting in the districts and in the conversation of the EOAC? What's that mean to you?
Oh, it means so much. And it means even more that we can be winning these games. And then the younger kids, like the 5th graders, the 7th graders, the 6th graders, all of them, like they're coming and they're seeing us winning games. They're seeing the championships, and it's just kind of setting into their minds that, hey, we can do this. Like, we can carry this on and stuff like that. And it's just, it's heartwarming, and I love it.
You're talking about the freshmen now that are seeing that, but when you came in as a freshman, it was a different story. You wanted to build that. Talk about what it was like as a freshman coming in and noticing all that stuff in the gym and noticing all the stuff that this program was not too long ago. What was it like trying to build it back, and what kind of things went through your mind as a freshman and as a sophomore, just trying to get United back to that standard?
As a freshman, we had a pretty awesome senior leader, Destiny Hill. Mm-hmm. She had that end goal in mind, and she got us there. I don't think we would be the same without her. We actually were talking about that at practice the other day. Me and Grace, we were like, honestly, she was kind of scary, but like she kept us together. She kept our heads where we needed to be, and it translates to how we help each other now.
You think you and Grace are ever kind of scary for the freshmen here? Do you think there's ever a moment where they're like, these girls are kind of scary a little bit?
Probably. We try not to be, but I think sometimes we're a little intense for them, right. But it's okay.
Got to get stuff done, man.
Yeah.
Was the tradition of United ever daunting for you as a freshman? Did you ever kind of, put a little bit more extra pressure on yourself as a young kid to look at that stuff and try to get it back to where it was?
A little bit. I think there's more pressure on me now than there is as a freshman, just to carry the legacy on. I feel like there wasn't the expectation that there was then as there is now, but I'd rather have the expectation, to be honest.
Exactly. Expectations only come when you're successful, right? So those are the things that just kind of come with being good and winning games. When you talk about the expectations that come with winning, and now the expectations that come with people knowing that you're going on to play at the next level, how have you been handling all that? The expectations that you feel from not just the coaching staff, but even more the fans of United and the outside people that look at United now as a winning basketball program?
It's just a lot. I think I'm handling it well. I made the goal for myself to decide where I wanted to go before the season starts, so I didn't have to worry about that on top of the season and everything like that. And I'm just really thankful for my coaches now, my coaches in the past, because they really got me to where I am right now. And the whole community was just very supportive, and I was just super happy to make the decision.
Let's talk about that decision. Going to Bethany now, being a player that's going to play at the next level. What went into that decision, and what made it so easy?
I was between two schools, but honestly, the education at Bethany fit me better, and I love the coaching staff, and I met a lot of the girls while I was down there, and it's just the environment that they already have. Even though the coach is relatively new, it's something I knew I wanted to be a part of.
What were some of your first impressions when you went down there of the program and of the coach and of the teammates that you're going to have very, very soon?
It was just very warm and welcoming, and they wanted to have fun. They wanted to win. It's very competitive. Coach Lopez wants to play very fast. She wants to play good defense, and it was just something that I was all about.
All right, so let's talk about the education part of it. You said that it fit your education wants a little bit better. What do you want to go and continue your career in? What kind of things do you want to study at Bethany?
I'm planning on majoring in mathematics, and then with that, pursuing a career in actuary science.
A math major, so your numbers, man. You're a lot of numbers. What drove you to want to go into that kind of career path?
I'm always been real into numbers. Ever since I was little, I just liked numbers, and I liked figuring things out, and it was just something that fit me.
So basically, we're just looking into like what career can I use math the most? Because in actuary, I mean that's all about just numbers, right? You can do math anywhere, which is I think is a good thing about that career path. Is like no matter what the environment is or what the you know you don't have to worry about economy when you're dealing with actually. You can be an actuary anywhere at any
Yeah.
time, no matter what's going on, which has got to be very exciting for you. Let's talk about your schooling in United. What have been some of your favorite things to learn about in United? What have been some of your favorite subjects in the school?
I am taking physics right now, and it's not something that I've done a whole lot, and it's just super interesting to learn about. And I love the teacher; she's great. My math teachers all throughout my whole schooling have been awesome. I can't thank them enough, and it's just been all the teachers here are just very supportive of all of the children and their whatever they want to do, and I wouldn't be anywhere else.
Physics is just science trying to be math, so
Yeah.
no shocker that you're good at that too. Shout out some of those teachers that you're talking about that have been impacts to your journey and that have helped you so much in your scholastic journey at United.
Mrs. Cooper is my physics teacher. She's awesome. Mrs. Meals has been my math teacher for 3 out of 4 years of high school. She's awesome. Mr. Kilroy, he helped me a lot with math. Mrs. Hargrove, she's the English teacher. She taught me a lot. It was probably one of my tougher classes, but it's going to help me. And then Mrs. Vargalotti, she was my teacher for Teacher Appreciation Night that we did. She is the STEM teacher now in the elementary, and she's just been so supportive of whatever I've done in all of my years of school, and she's just been a very positive light in my life.
One of the things we learned very quickly about United is it's its own little world down there in Handoverton. You know, you're by yourself. There's the closest thing to United is miles away. What's it like being in a school where like it's literally its own little community? You have so much support, and all that there is to do down there is pretty much your game. So you're the only show in town. You get a lot of support that way too. What's that been like for you?
It's awesome. This community is just so supportive of everything. Even if you're not having the greatest year, people are still going to show up for you. People are still going to keep up with your sport. Like it's an amazing place to be.
What makes that United gym feel like home to you? I mean, every gym has its unique character, but I think United more than most because it's in that bowl and it's kind of down low. What makes that gym feel like your home when you're playing home games?
The crowd. If we can get a crowd there, I know it's going to be a good day. Especially when we have all of our youth come. It's when the youth players show up, the environment is just so great because you're trying to play good for them, so they have that idea that this is how I need to play, and they look up to you, and you just know you have to perform for them.
When those little kids show up, the youth players, the reality is right in your face that you're a role model. I mean, people are watching you saying, I want to be like Addie Blazer when I grow up and get on varsity. What's that been like for you to realize very quickly that there are people watching you, wanting to be like you, wanting to emulate what you're doing on the floor?
It's a lot of pressure, but it's also very comforting to know that they're always there. I coached a 5th grade team this year, and they're just I love them. They could not ever say enough good things about me. Even if I thought I played the worst game ever, they were still going to be like, you played so well. And it's very, very fun to see them.
And talk about coaching a little bit. Let's get a coach's corner with Addie Blazer. What's that been like to you to see basketball from that side of the floor and to be able to coach and build fundamentals down there at the 5th grade level?
My 5th graders are awesome. They are very receptive. They're like little sponges. I can say something and they're like, okay, I got it. And they'll go out and they'll do it. they have lapses just like everybody else, but for the most part, they're just very good learners. They're very good kids, and I can't say enough about them. They're awesome.
Has it taught you anything about maybe something that Coach Lee goes through that you didn't know before you got into coaching? Like, oh, this is something I didn't know about coaching, or this is something that I can have a little bit more of a respect about what Coach Lee goes through.
Oh, I can definitely see why he gets frustrated with us sometimes. That opened my eyes a little bit, because you can tell them something and they'll be like, yeah, I got it. And they'll go and like half do it. And you just got to like sit there and be like, okay, but you also got to do this. And now I understand why Coach Lee gets so mad at us sometimes.
Yes, it's perspective, Addie. Before we let you go, I want to give you the chance to take the light off of you and shine it on your support system. Give all the shout outs to all the people in your life that support you and that are always in your corner. I want to give you as much time as you want to shine a light on those people.
My dad has been a huge supporter of everything that I've ever done. Throughout my soccer career, even though it was not his favorite sport ever, he still showed up. My mom has been my soccer coach forever. My dad has been very, very supportive of my basketball journey, driving me to and from AAU practice, AAU tournaments. He's just been a very, very big support in my life. He gave me one of my favorite nicknames. He calls me Ace. And funny enough, he always does the 2 horns for Bethany in the stands. And I just know that when I see that, everything else is gone and it's just basketball. So I'm just very thankful for him.
And everyone outside thinks he's going hook 'em horns for Texas, but it's for Bethany. Let's go Bison. We've had multiple YSN players go there, and we can't wait for the latest one. Addie, we thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. We wish you the best of luck in the end of your United basketball career. We hope it goes on as long as it possibly can, and we can't wait to talk to you again real soon.
Thank you so much.